Hello YouTube. Who the heck am I? I'm a Middle Eastern guy in California that is a pre-med going to university, and as such I believe that I may have a unique perspective in this ongoing culture war, as I am so-called in the trenches, so to speak. A skeptic going to public university, completely surrounded on all sides by either SJWs or normies, with people few and far between with which to have a constructive conversation with. You might ask, where did this all come from? I've always been a left-oriented person, essentially a straight-ticket Democrat supporter, as well as my family and friends being solid leftists as well. One could say I have been in an echo chamber most of my life, never having questioned the prevailing mainstream narrative and the insidious ways that they slip social justice Kool-Aid into our curriculum and everyday lives. I have formally decided to expand my efforts of metapolitical battle of our current times onto YouTube after biding much of my time on the sidelines, lurking in the bowels of the internet. I will no longer remain silent on the sidelines while I watch the values of the West be sacrificed on the altar of political correctness and social Marxism. My journey began on a fateful day as I was driving home from university, listening to NPR on the radio. It was at the time where the Michael Brown shooting investigation was going on. And on that night, the verdict revealed as having Officer Darren Wilson having been acquitted of charges. I instantly shook my head in disappointment, having a sort of programmed faux outrage at the verdict. And I asked myself, why am I feeling this? And I actually couldn't answer. And that is the moment where I asked myself, did I know the actual facts about the case besides the narrative that they, media, was pushing? No, I did not. Did I only get the story from mainstream media? Yes. At the time, was I aware of how ridiculously biased the mainstream media was? No. Later that night when I got home, I did some cursory research on my own and found that they had repieced the confrontation between Officer Wilson and Michael Brown and had scientifically deduced that Michael Brown had indeed charged Officer Darren Wilson and his hands were not in the hands up don't shoot position. And unfortunately that went on to become the rallying cry of the riotous and terrorizing BLM group. This opened my eyes and the floodgate of red pilling had officially begun. It was an uncomfortable stage for me as I had now begun fundamentally analyzing and attempting to unlearn all of the propaganda that had been drilled into my head from such a young age, topics like the gender pay gap, affirmative action, and white privilege. I was left by myself to ponder my thoughts and to theory craft on my own. When I would eagerly bring up red pill topics with my family and friends, I would get shut down instantly as either racist or conspiracy theorist. This turned me away for a time. I thought it must have to do with the way I argue and conduct myself. And so in order to better myself, I went on to learn from the best on YouTube, to consume the knowledge of a small but very well informed and well articulated number of independent skeptics. Now I myself come to YouTube not only as a way of methodically organizing my thoughts, but to pay it forward for all the hours that skeptics before me have helped to red pill me. I sincerely hope that what I offer on this channel can be added to the proverbial pantheon of knowledge of logical and critical thought. Thank you, and remember to always take the enthalpic route.